Welcome back to AI Today, your daily briefing on everything artificial intelligence. It's December 8th, 2025, so let's get right into the news. And what a day it's been. We're covering a massive market share battle in the chatbot space, a deep dive into how AI is changing jobs, some absolutely huge new industrial projects, and of course, the growing global debate over how to control this incredible technology. All right, first up, the great AI chatbot race. You know, the battle for supremacy between Google's Gemini and OpenAI's ChatGPT is really heating up, and some brand new data is shaking things up in a big way. So, for the longest time, ChatGPT has been the undisputed king, right? Well, new data from Sensor Tower shows that Google's Gemini is closing the gap, and fast. A lot of its growth is coming from its new image model, which is called Nano Banana, and the fact that it's baked right into Google Search and Android. Meanwhile, ChatGPT, which has really been coasting on its first mover advantage, actually saw its market share drop by 3 points.
So just how fast is Gemini catching up? Well, here's a number that kind of jumps off the page. Between August and November of this year, Gemini's user base grew a staggering 5 times faster than ChatGPT's. That is some serious acceleration.
And here's what that 5x actually looks like. We're talking about a 30% surge in monthly active users for Gemini over just a few months. 30%. That absolutely dwarfs ChatGPT's 6% increase. You know, that's the kind of momentum that makes your rivals sit up and take notice. And they are definitely noticing. This explosive growth has reportedly prompted OpenAI CEO Sam Altman to declare a code red inside the company. He's pushing his team to speed up improvements and get their next big model out the door to stay ahead. Okay, so let's shift gears from the chatbot wars and look at how this tech is reshaping the actual workforce. A brand new report from the talent company Robert Walters gives us a really fascinating look at what's happening in Hong Kong. And this shows just how far along we are. I mean, this isn't a someday thing anymore. It is happening right now. A huge majority of employers, 58%, are already using AI. And if you add in the 20% who are planning to start soon, you're looking at nearly 4 out of 5 businesses bringing AI into their day-to-day. So where is the rubber really meeting the road? Well, the data shows the biggest impacts are in admin and business support, IT and digital transformation, and then accounting and finance. These are really the front lines where a lot of routine tasks are getting automated. And this right here is probably the most important takeaway. As AI starts handling more of that routine stuff, the skills that become incredibly valuable are the ones that are uniquely human. Employers are now saying that critical thinking, data analysis, creativity, and ethical decision-making are what they're looking for most. Now, you might think all this change would have people pretty worried, right? But here's the surprising part. A solid 65% of professionals believe AI is actually going to have a positive impact on their careers. They see it more as an opportunity to grow than as a threat. Okay, so we've talked about chatbots and office jobs, but AI is also becoming the literal foundation for some massive new industrial and scientific projects. Let's look at 2 pretty mind-blowing examples that were just announced. First, let's go to the skies. Over in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh Air and IBM just announced they're partnering up to create something completely new, the world's first AI native airline. So, what in the world does AI native even mean? Well, think of it this way. Instead of trying to bolt AI onto old systems, they're building the entire airline around AI from a blank slate. There are no old systems. Everything, from planning flights to scheduling crews to personalizing customer service, is going to be powered by one single AI platform from day one. And from the skies, we go to the lab. In Singapore, a startup called Chemlex is using AI to completely rethink how we create new medicines. And they just got a huge vote of confidence, a $45 million funding round, to build what they're calling a self-driving laboratory. This is an autonomous system that will use AI to run experiments 24/7, squeezing months of traditional research and development into just a matter of days. That is a total game changer for drug discovery. So this incredible speed, both in business and in science, is forcing a really important global conversation about how we manage all this power. And right now, we're seeing 2 very different schools of thought emerge. On one side, you have a growing chorus of voices calling for serious control. In the UK, more than 100 parliamentarians are sounding the alarm. And listen to this quote from the former Defense Secretary, Des Brown. He called powerful AI the most perilous technological development since we gained the ability to wage nuclear war. He is not mincing words. And this isn't just talk. They're pushing for concrete action. This means legally binding rules for the most powerful AI models, creating a new independent watchdog, and get this, they want to prohibit the development of superintelligence until it can be proven safe. The fear here is a loss of control that could threaten global security. But at the exact same time, a totally different conversation is taking place. A new coalition is formed that's focused not on control, but on inclusion. They're working to make sure AI's benefits don't just end up in the hands of a few wealthy nations and corporations. This group, the Alliance for Inclusive AI, has set some huge goals for 2030. They want to deliver AI solutions to 100 million people in the global south, and they're aiming to raise $100 million to make it happen, focusing on critical areas like farming, finance, and climate. And this really brings it all together, doesn't it? It's the defining question of our time for this technology. As AI gets more and more powerful, how do we balance this incredible pace of innovation with making sure it's safe and fair for everyone? That's the State of AI for December 8th, 2025. See you tomorrow for more AI news.